And we are live. This is it, MoviesXGrinding number 2. I did number 2 last week. Audios was all kind of messed up. Music was way too loud, you literally couldn't hear what I was saying, which is the entire point of this show. So I can talk about movies, you guys can hear my thoughts while I grind. This grinding sucks. But, if I could make this into a purposeful thing, that's what I'm gonna do. So, we're gonna run back last week real quick, go through those movies. We're going to do the movies this week, which are freaking exciting, let me tell you. We got a Jurassic World short. We got an anime film which I shot in theaters, which was only available for 3 days. And we got the big new Brad Pitt film. So, exciting stuff, man. But that's coming later. Now, right now actually, is the last day in this hunt pass. So, as you can see, there's 17 hours left. The goal is 4 levels to get to this, which is a flare. You can't see it now, but it's beautiful. Yellow, up in the sky. We get these as well, but, you know, whatever. And if we can, we'll get up here. But it's pretty far, man. I don't think I'll do it. Right now, we got 2 objectives to get done. 10 kills with repeaters. We're getting it. 2 more. 3 more with shock weapons. Dodge through 125 attacks as well. If we get through all 3, for sure we're getting that flare. If not, I'll be fine. I'll finish it on my own. Again, the point of this is to watch movies, but we should be able to get 2 good hunts in before we're done. So yeah, we're just gonna jump straight in. This pretzel again on the music. Luckily, this time should be background. Should we do heroic? Too late. I just started it. So yeah, here we are. Let's run back last week, shall we? Let's do it real quick. And last week was pretty good as well. Thing is, there weren't any 9 out of 10, so we're going 8 and below. 2 8s. We're starting with It, Chapter 2, baby. We're gonna go quick. Last week, I did a whole freaking 40 minutes on this. I'll do it fast because it's not as fresh. But It Chapter 2 lives up to the hype. It really does. I don't know why critics, it's a lot of 7s out there. I would have posted that. If you love the first one, you'll love the second one. It's exactly what you want. It's first of all, it's an ending. It's them as adults. So you got great actors like Bill Hader, who just won an Emmy for Barry. Great show on HBO, by the way. Barry, oh man. You got James McAvoy, plays Professor X on X-Men. He plays the villain in Split and Glass. Great role. Split's personality, deserving of an Oscar in that one, but you know, they don't give it to horror movies. Jessica Chastain as the redhead grown up. And a few other actors, which are mostly lesser known. But yeah, if you love the first one, if you were especially scared by the first one, I guarantee you the second one will scare you. Razor Ring Cowerback, really fast one. Shock weapons, we're good, baby. This is exactly what we wanted. So yeah, if I know a lot of people were so traumatized by the first one, they will literally not go see the second one out of fear. And to be honest, I understand. Like, it's scary, but it's not traumatizing. A lot of it is jump scares, a lot of it is like shocking CGI, you know what I mean? Shocking imagery. That's the kind of stuff that doesn't stick with you. There's some cool psychological stuff, but nothing too crazy. Like, there's one scene in the book that is controversial as hell. Won't get into it, but it involves the redhead and the other boys doing something really bad. And let's just say, you know, it's 2019. You can't do that. So they didn't, thank God. But they did go into another scene which deals with homophobia. I won't go into it. It's pretty early, so even if I did, I wouldn't spoil anything. But they go places, you know what I mean, psychologically. But most of it is still like that unrelenting, like, you know, spooks. Terrifying imagery, dealing with fears. Extremely good. Extremely good. Not good enough for a 9, I guess. Like, you know, the way I'm talking about it, it seems like it would be better. But no, I left fully satisfied. It just was like the ending, you know what I mean? The resolution, if you will. That is a bit lacking, but that's pretty much because it's how it's written. Hell, even in the movie itself, they allude to the fact that, like, the ending isn't great. James McAvoy's character plays a screenwriter who's writing a script that has a terrible ending originally in the book. So everybody's trying to fix it. He's like, no, I want the original ending, etc., etc. So same thing with this movie, like it's quite meta in that way. Stephen King even has a cameo that talks about that. It's pretty weird. So yeah, say what you will about the ending and the resolution. It was amazing, like it really is. See it in theaters, because trust me, you want maximum sound and image quality for this. That was it, chapter 2. Next up, the highest rated movie of the year. If you go by Rotten Tomatoes, like this had 100%, until one critic brought it down to 99%, which is very rare. This and Toy Story 3 are like the two big examples I can think of where this happened. Where like it was 100%, everybody liked it, until one person was like, not me. You know, the contrarian vote. Gotta get them clicks, baby. Point is, The Farewell. It's all about Chinese culture in a big way. Like, I learned more about Chinese culture in this film than I have my entire life in anything else. It's also not like I went out of my way to learn about Chinese culture, right? So it's not like it was hard for me to learn a lot. Crap, I forgot to turn the chat. My mistake. I can do that real quick. Give me a sec. Right after this, okay? Tell you what, if you got something to say, please say it. I'll read it in the next break of this fight. Crap, okay, it's potion time. Stamina, power. Here we go. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna reset on The Farewell real quick because of this. So I can have a clean timestamp. So yeah, The Farewell, Chinese culture. It's a movie about a young Chinese girl living in the city, New York, if I believe right, who learns that her grandmother has cancer. Thing is, in Chinese culture, you will hide that fact. You will hide the fact that your elder is sick to the elder. So like, her grandmother has cancer. The entire movie is about the family not telling the grandmother while they're visiting her in China that she is sick. So they go on, you know, it's a charade. They're there, like, the pretext is they're there to say goodbye, pretty much, the family. But to the grandmother, they're there for one of her nephew's wedding. So it's all about accepting that burden, you know? Like, they shouldn't feel sad. Like, they shouldn't change who they are. Oh my god, look at the damage. Because of the sickness. Like, it shouldn't affect their mood or anything. So it's the family's burden to deal with that grief, not the person who's dying. Until they're very close to death, and that's when you tell them. Until then, it's a secret. It's very interesting. It deals with how culturally, like, the West and the East are completely different in terms of how we deal with, you know, sickness and family. Man, that was a harsh hit. I haven't hunted this guy in a long time. He's one of the fastest ones. And as you can see, he can turn invisible, but still, no excuses. So, yeah, it was incredible. I learned a lot. Really sweet. Now, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, considering all the critics were like, you know, Paddington 2 at 100%, and that's my favorite movie of all time. You know what I mean? And I'm not kidding about that. Paddington 2, best movie of all time. Point is, this was just a really good movie that made me learn a lot. My god, we're doing some massive breaks here. All the stuff I keep getting, that's for armor upgrades and etc, etc. But usually you don't get that amount till the end. Nice, perfect spot. Yeah, that's The Farewell. Next up, this is the big one. Last week I talked about this for like half of my stream, like almost half an hour, because I went into the history of Quentin Tarantino. I went into his past few movies. It's, in my opinion, his kind of downfall in quality. Is like this, like what his next movie is going to be, which is supposed to be his last one. But we're going to cut all that short. I'm going to go a little bit into it, not too much. So let me just do a quick break here. Right. This is not going well, but it's not going badly. I think we're fine. Boom, perfect grenade. Somebody else got all the balls though, so that's not good. Damn it. I needed those. Okay, so here's my clean break. Now, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 7 out of 10. Now, 7 out of 10 for me is good, which means I'm happy I've seen it, but I will probably not see it again. And it's not one I would recommend, especially not over other films that are out right now. And here's why. Let's start with The Strong, right? Oh, there you go, we beat him. So that's 1 out of 2 right there. Perfect. The best thing about this movie, by far, easily, is the relationship between the two leads. It's Quentin Tarantino, my bad. It's Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Leonardo DiCaprio plays a famous actor who's on a downfall right now. And Freaking Brad Pitt plays his stuntman. Pretty much a driver, tough guy of sorts. Both killer roles, man. And like most of the movie is them two together and their chemistry, their relationship, and their friendship, and how it affects everything else in their lives. And by God, you know what I mean? It lives up to the hype. They're in their prime. They've never done a movie together, and if they have, it was like a cartoon or it was like a small thing, or they weren't together. Like this is the entire movie hinges on them. Plus, with Tarantino's writing and directing, you got yourself like some good stuff, some good scenes with them. Thing is, that's where the flaws come in. There's a third part of this movie. You got those two together, those two stories, which this movie doesn't have any plot. Like that's the first big issue. No plot. There's no goal. There's no like, okay, this is where we're headed, or this is where the ending is going to be, or you know what I mean. There's a few like splatter scenes. Like this is about, you know what I mean. It's all over the place, and you have moments where you're like, okay, I feel like I know where it's going, but you don't. And when it does end up, yes, it all kind of comes together, but not really. And once if you read up on the real story of what the movie was about, you'd be surprised by what they changed. And it was a ballsy choice, and not one I would say that will be as universally accepted as Inglourious Bastards, where like they shoot freaking Hitler. Like, you know what I mean? That's dream come true. But this movie kind of hides a tragedy and turns it into like a satisfying action beat. I don't know, man. It's not the best. And but the worst movie, this part by far, and this is the character, not the actress or the performance. And that's Margot Robbie, who plays Sharon Tate, I believe, who's an actress back in the day. But there's a lot of scenes of her just wandering around Hollywood, like taking over the stardom, being all like, you know, happy-go-lucky, young, beautiful, and taking in the sights, if you will. It's very weird because she has very little dialogue, like very little, and it's pretty surprising how little she has. And it's a lot of her just looking pretty and being happy and just having a good time. You know what I mean? We're having a good time, but at the same time, we're like, why are we watching this? It feels kind of voyeurism, and it's very weird. And third big flaw, and this is a weird one, but this is Foot Fetish the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like Death Proof, there's like this classic scene where where Kurt Russell is like looking at this girl's feet, and he's always loved feet. Like feet are a thing he does. But once a film, you know what I mean? This movie, I swear to God, if you were to drink every time you would see feet, you'd be dead by the end the movie's done. It's pretty, like, it's in your face, it's apparent. There's scenes where like dirty feet, you know what I mean? Like they just put dirty feet all up your face, and you're supposed to like it. You're supposed to sit there and take it. This is almost a 3-hour film. And you're gonna put like freaking 15 minutes of feet? Like, give me a break. Tarantino, my man. Hateful Eight was also a 7. Everything else is an 8 or higher. I love the guy. He's an auteur, he's an artist, and you really feel it. Every one of his films are must-see just because they are so unique, and there's a clear vision, you know what I mean? No machine. Like beautiful music, all that good stuff. Everything you expect. But don't go in expecting a story or a cohesive, like, narrative. I mean, to be honest, that's the same point, but you get what I'm saying. That's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And the thing is, he only has one last movie to do. One last one. And here I'm just walking around doing nothing, so I really should start a hunt, especially considering we got one more until we unlock some goodness. So here we go. Let's do a dire just to make it easy on us. It goes dire, heroic, and heroic plus difficulty. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, he has one last movie to do, Tarantino. That's what he said. One more, I'm done. Whatever he does after, TV show, playwright, teaching, doesn't matter. He said he's doing one more. Just 3 options. First option, Kill Bill Volume 3. Again, these are rumored, by the way. 3 rumored options. Kill Bill Volume 3, very weird. Like, why would you do that? The thing is, the one thing we do know about his last film is that he wants closure. He wants a closure on his entire career, closure on the characters he's created, etc., etc. So Kill Bill Volume 3 kind of makes sense in that way where, you know what I mean? Like, you can bring in all the actors, make a fun story. Kill Bill's a fun one. I get it. But it's a weird one because Kill Bill did have an ending. It's fine as it is. Least interesting option. Second option. My favorite. Star Trek, baby. Star Trek. Like, he's written a script on Star Trek. He had an idea one of these days. Popped in his head. Like, holy shit, I gotta write this down. He's had meetings with Paramount, I believe, who owns Star Trek and Bad Robot. He's talked to the people. He's like, he gave his story, not his full script, my bad. His story two actual scriptwriters, I think 3 of them, to write it down, make I don't know what they call it, but a complete script, you know what I mean? And thing is, it's hard because there's actual Star Trek movies going on. The cast, you know what I mean? Is it clear? Is it unclear if they're coming back? It's very... There's more stuff involved than just Tarantino if you're going to do a Star Trek film. But man, I'm down. If you had a great idea, dude, let him do it. Third and last choice, it's a horror film. Just a horror film. He said, like, as a genre, it would be very difficult. But it would be very interesting. And he said that his editors were like, oh my god, look at it. Look at the dang it, it's not church. Ranch, baby. Look at the ranch scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's all I'm going to say. But there's a ranch scene. If you looked up on a movie, then you probably know what it is. Point is, that scene was extremely well shot. Extremely scary. You know, in terms of mood. Like, you could see the potential if you did a full 2-hour film. Just pure horror. And I know he did Death Proof, but Death Proof is more like an action thriller type situation. You know, I wouldn't call that a horror movie. So yeah, those are his 3 rumored options, but at the end of the day, he could do anything. That's probably what he's going to do. It's just going to be another love letter to whatever he loves in the moment. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it'll be like a original project, which is why we love him. No sequels, nothing expected. You go in, you get what you get, right? Thank God I did an easier hunt because I just realized I didn't refill my potions, so that might hinder me. So yeah, that's Quentin Tarantino and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And we're almost done with last week that we gotta redo. 2 quick ones. I saw 2, this is the best thing I've done. This goes back to another movie I'm gonna talk about later. The best thing I've done ever since I've been here in terms of going to the movies is exclusive old movies, like once a week. Like, at least once a week, there's an old film that they replay at a theater in the city. And there's a bunch of them that play old movies. So I saw Apocalypse Now that way. I saw freaking... Damn. The only 2 other examples I have are right here. But I saw Proudmoore, which we're going to talk about later, which is the anime that just came out. The thing is, you only got like 2 days. You got 2 days. You go see it, you miss it, that's it, it's done, it's gone. You know? Apocalypse Now. It's probably not going to play in theaters for like at least a few years. And I've never seen it before, and that was amazing. Nothing beats the big screen, the big sound. That's always how it's meant to be watched. So yeah, I saw 2 old animated movies, let's say 2011 to 2013. I saw A Town Called Panic, which is a stop-motion French film. With like 3 main characters are a horse, a cowboy, and an Indian, whose names are horse, cowboy, and Indian. So it's very like it's zany. Zany is the perfect word for it. It jumps all over the place. You can't expect where it's gonna go, but it is stop motion with the little dolls. You know, like the horse, where you would buy a ranch animal pack at the dollar store, and you would get like a horse. Exactly like that horse. That's how. And he moves it around. Same thing with the cowboy, and it's not claymation. You know, it's not stop motion in the normal sense that we know with Coraline or Nightmare Before Christmas, where the technique gets built. He literally took toys and just moved them around, but he made a film out of it. It's well made. 7 out of 10 though, really good. Watch it if you love stop motion. Love it if you love zany comedies. Good stuff. But the other one, which is my biggest disappointment probably since I came, not that big a deal though. It's a 6 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like, you can skip it. But it's well made and I respect it. And it's called A Boy in the World. It was nominated for Best Animated Feature in 2013. Thing is, we've come a long way since 2013. We're 6 years away from that. 6 years in animated is the same thing as in video games, where the technology gets higher and higher, the writing gets better, the technology gets better, the visuals gets better. And this is a 2D stick figure type animated film where music is key. I saw it in the theater, so the music was amazing. That's the best part of the film, is every now and again that had like example like a parade scene, and you would hear everything in the parade as if you were there. It's like really cool. And the visuals too are really awesome. You see all the parades, there's a lot of colors, etc, etc. But it's very ephemeral, it goes all over the place. The story's unclear. It's pretty much a little boy trying to find his father. Sorry. And so yeah, he just explores the world, and you see it from his perspective, like I would say a six-year-old look shorter, maybe 4, you know, but 4 you wouldn't be able to do what he does. Okay, let's go hunt. At this point, I'm just like, all my colleagues are like, what the hell, man? But again, I'm not worried about this hunt at all. And after this, we're getting some good stuff, baby. Hopefully. So yeah, it's very, and once the ending came around, like, I literally didn't get it. Like, I'm like, so what happened? And then the movie just ended. So I left with this big feeling of disappointment. I get why it was nominated for Best Picture. It was made in Mexico, or at least in a Spanish country. And, you know, it's unique. That's pretty much all I'll give it. So that's it, man. Those are last week. We're done with, we're caught up. Took me 20 minutes to catch up. That's not bad. That's not bad. Last week was like 50 minutes. So trust me. Save you lots of time. And now we're going into stuff right now that's fresh. Stuff I just saw like yesterday. 2 days ago. The good stuff, baby. 2 9s, man. Here we go. Okay, first, let me take care of this small step. Boom. Okay. This is going really well. Look at him. He's like really... He's almost dead. So yeah. Let's start right now. Number 1. This is the best movie I saw since the 10 out of 10s. Your Niza's and your Toy Story 4's. Niza, Chinese animated flick. 10 out of 10, eh, by the way. Still in theaters. Incredible. Monkey King. If you guys haven't seen MoviesXGrinding 1. Again, audio wasn't good. Sorry about that. But yeah, Niza, Toy Story 4 are my 2 10 out of 10s I've seen since I've come down. This, 9 out of 10 anime. I was gonna go see it in Japanese with English dubs. Thing is, it was sold out. Makes sense, you know what I mean? In retrospect, it's 2 movies in a row now. I missed Summer Wars, which I also wanted to see from one of my favorite directors in all of anime. I forget his name right now, but you know what I mean? Can't hold that against me. And yeah, so Summer Wars, that was his first film. He did Wolf Children, which I love. I love Wolf Children. Very like advanced, unique animated flick. Go check it out if you haven't. He also followed that up by A Boy and His Beast and the Beast. Should be on Netflix. Again, amazing. Just a boy and a human boy who gets thrown into this monster world. Has to live there. Has to adapt. You know, finds a mentor. Mentors the beasts. Create that relationship. It's awesome. Oh man, we're chugging. Okay, we're good. We're back. And then he did Mirai, which was nominated for Best Animated Flick last year, which I didn't like, but that's okay. That's mostly because of the subject matter. It's about a father. It's not about a father. It's about a newly born kid who he's like 3, and then his parents give him all the attention, and then a new baby is born, and then they give all the attention to the baby, so he has to develop his imagination. So there's a lot of scenes where him being frustrated with his parents because he's not as loved anymore, balanced with the scenes where he goes into his imagination, and these beautiful visuals happen, etc., etc. Thing is, I'm not a parent, can't understand, and still, I wish it was stronger, especially compared to Wolf Children and A Boy and the Beast, which are like top tier. Point is, I missed Summer Wars, which was his first film. I haven't seen it yet. Sucks too because it looks trippy because it was sold out, and it wasn't even sold out. That movie was free. I didn't know it was free. So yeah, 150 spots in the theater, full. Of course it is. You got a free anime movie that, man, everybody's gonna go. Point is, Promare just came out, just released. It's not an old film, just released. Sorry, not Promare. I always say Promare. Promare. Promare is the name. So this is my cut here. Promare. My timestamp. So Promare is your classic anime series. Like, it's your classic shonen anime. Boy hero, mentor, rival, big villain, big story, big lore, big ideas. All condensed in a 2-hour flick. I forget the name of the studio, but they're made for... They're well known, you know what I mean? Like, they're not some small schmuck studio. And the action is frenetic. The action is incredible. Like, unbelievable. This is your classic, like, mech type situation. Main character is a fireman. And the lore of this movie is too big for me to explain. Like, seriously. Like, but it's essentially... You got the Burmish. Okay, so you got the humans and the Burmish. The Burmish are these spat upon people. Like, they're looked down upon by society. they're looked down upon by the police. The police force is this like hyper controlling, like we're collecting all the Burmish people. You know what I mean? It's a very racist. It's very yeah. And our main character is a fireman who takes care of rescuing. Then it goes from there. You know what I mean? I won't elaborate further because it's such a great film. Thing is, it's out of theaters probably, so you can't see it in theaters, but you must see it. Period, because it's incredible. I almost gave it a 10. I almost gave it a 10. Thing is, I would have given it a 10 because I saw it in theaters, and I knew that. Seeing it on the big screen with the big sound, with the big crowd, and the big visuals. You know, seeing like anime action on the big screen to begin with is so rare that like blew me away, you know? And it's not like it doesn't deserve that praise. Like it really is top tier action. Story's also very good. Like I teared up multiple times. Promare, guys. Promare's legit. As legit as it gets. I'll watch the dub. Hell, I might watch the dub and love it even more and give it a 10. The sub, sorry. Might watch the sub once it comes back out. But as a dub, it was fine. Like I never was. It is anime-ish, you know what I mean? It's not like it'll sound like a normal animated film. It will sound like a translated anime, but we're used to that. And it still was freaking awesome. There was just moments where we would laugh out loud. The whole room laughed. Maybe because of the script, probably because of the translation. To me, that's a good thing. It just added to the fun. So yeah, man. Promare. Top tier anime. Top tier film. 9 out of 10. Check it out. And the next one. Oh shit, we forgot to... see, I just unlocked like a bunch of stuff. I forgot to collect it. It's all good. We still have time. We'll do it right after this hunt. Plus we'll have some more stuff to get. Okay. Let's see right now. Let's see. See, we just finished the Slay 10 Behemoths with using repeaters. So now we got one more with a shock weapon. And we still have to dodge through some attacks. So that's no problem. First of all, we're gonna make sure we got a shock. Man, this song is sick. Let's appreciate this for a second. Boom. Pretzel. Worth it. Right there. Thank you. Give me that sweet synth solo. Okay, so we're good. Again, I forgot to refill my potions, but whatever. We're OP anyway. Up next. Another big one. And this one, you can pause this video, check it out, come on right back, and I won't even be done with my thoughts about it because that's how short it is. It is the latest Jurassic World short, Battle at Big Rock, directed by the same director. I think it's Colin Trevorrow, but I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong on that. The second one was directed by somebody else. J.A. Bayona? Oh man, I'm messing this up. Point is, it's the same director as the upcoming Jurassic World movie. So yeah, it's a big deal. 8 minutes, free online. Like he put it on his Twitter. You can watch it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can watch it pretty much anywhere. Battle at Big Rock. Extremely cool. Thing is, it's an 8-minute short. I could spoil it within 1 minute of talking about it because it's so short. So I'll just give you the premise. And even then, I would rather you just pause it right here. Stop it right here. Go watch it. Jurassic World, Battle of Big Rock. Come on right back. 8 minutes. It's the best 8 minutes you'll do all day. Almost promise. Unless you get laid. If you get laid, that's a better 8 minutes. But after that, Battle of Big Rock. It's good stuff. So the premise is simple. It's a family. It's a small family in a RV community, like a bunch of RVs, like a camping place. And dinosaurs come in, man. That's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say. Like the cool aspect was at the beginning. The relationship. It's pretty much a man and his daughter, who is going out with a woman and her son. So the two kids are not directly related. They're stepbrother and stepsister, pretty much. And you know, you can feel that. And they're young. They're under 10, both of them. So yeah, and at the beginning you got a little bit, you know, you got a 2 minute of setup. Get to learn about these characters, get to like them. You get to see that relationship. And then, boom, baby. The dinosaurs are among us. Like that's where we are in the Jurassic World universe. And thank God, because this is where it's exciting. Like Jurassic World 3 is so exciting. It's one of my most anticipated films because of that premise. We haven't had that premise. We're not going to the freaking park. We're not going into cages. They're among us. They're a part of our culture. We have to live with dinosaurs now. That's the movie. That's the premise. And now I'll go into spoilers just a little bit. I won't spoil nothing, I promise. But I have to, just to talk about it. So again, if you haven't seen it, pause this right now. Jurassic World, Battle of Big Rock. Look it up. 8 minutes. So yeah. When the dinosaur comes in, it's a Triceratops. A Triceratops comes into the RV park. And I'm like, holy crap, wait a minute. Is this going to be like a Triceratops just... like that's the enemy? Like this is so cool, you know what I mean? Like we're so used to T-Rexes and we're used to carnivores. For the enemy to be a Triceratops is so exciting. Thing is, spoilers, it's not. The Triceratops is not the bad guy. Of course, something else comes in, you know? And then the real action begins. And that action delivers, by the way. You're in an RV, you're in a tight space. And, but man, so exciting. So exciting. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Now, thing is, I scored it late. So right now, in my head, in this moment, and with my hype, I would give it a 9, but could be an 8. Point is, it's a must-see, especially before the third film. And the credits are the same as the credits in Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom, Fallen Order, whatever. If you've seen that, and you've seen those credits, which was one of the best parts of the movies, you can expect the same kind of thing in this one. So it's worth seeing just for the credits alone, like seriously. So Jurassic World, Battle of Big Rock, loved it. Top tier stuff. Now all we got left, 2 more. Once we're done with this beast, we're done with the grinding. At least for now. So for the first time ever in this series, we have some good hunts, good movies, everything working out. Last two. Never mind. Last one. I thought I had to, only got one. But it's a big one. It's the big release of the week. I usually don't see big releases on the first week. But this was in IMAX, baby. And once Joker comes out, that's taken over. IMAX is all Joker. So I wanted to see this in IMAX before that happened. It's the latest movie from James Gray. To be honest, I don't know what he did before his last movie. But I do know his name, and it sucks. I should have looked it up beforehand. Point is, his last movie was The Lost City of Z. An epic about explorers back in the 1800s who wanted to find the Forbidden City. And instead, what they found, this is not a spoiler, this is based on a true story. They found like indigenous people of the area who are savages. And I don't mean that's in a derogatory way, it's quite the opposite. Like they're literal savages. Still to this day, they live, you know what I mean? They live for hunting, loincloths, the whole shebang, sticks and stones. Oh, come on. Man, that's a bad 2-hit. You know what? We're doing quite bad on this one, I gotta say. This is not looking good. Okay, so yeah. And yeah, the Lost City of Z was freaking fantastic. It was way better than I expected it to be for like an epic. Like it's kind of a movie that would come out probably 15 years ago. It would fit in more than today in the CG world and the superhero culture and etc. etc. And so yeah, this is his latest movie. He got Brad Pitt as a star. Getting Brad Pitt's not no easy feat. Like you gotta earn that respect. You gotta be a top tier director to even come close to getting Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise or Will Smith or, you know, big movie stars, which are rare nowadays. You can get Chris Pratt. Everybody can get Chris Pratt. Not many people can get Brad Pitt. So you got Brad Pitt. You're pretty much staring at his face this whole movie, which is pretty humbling, because he's still beautiful even though he's like 50. But he's finally showing his age, so it's real good. And the movie, here's the timestamp we got there, is Ad Astra. It's a Spanish word for to the stars. It's James Gray's space epic. And the thing is, space epics, every director has their own. You know what I mean? It's the kind of genre where everybody wants their own take. Everybody wants to do a sci-fi film. Everybody wants to do, you know, a biography. A lot of them want to do a western. But most definitely, most directors today want to do a sci-fi flick, especially involving space. Damien Chazelle, who did Whiplash, La La Land, did First Man. First Man was his epic, all about the lunar landing, Apollo 11, Ryan Gosling, Neil Armstrong, all that good stuff. Really good. Christopher Nolan did Interstellar, which was his sci-fi epic, all about exploring the ideas of like finding a new planet, you know, for us. How hard would that be? How would it change us? Would it affect us? He tried to go real with it, science-based, even though like it was really trippy, and dude, it was awesome. You know what I mean? Got Danny Boyle with Sunshine, crazy good about like, you know, going and throwing a bomb into the sun just to kill global warming, and then in the third act can turn into this like weird horror film. And everybody's got their take, you know what I mean? And this is James Gray's take. James Gray's take is father issues, man. Father issues in space. Like, if I had to change the title of this film, it wouldn't be Ad Astra. It'd be Papa. Yeah, that'd be it. Papa! Exclamation point. On the poster, it's Brad Pitt's face, staring in the distance. Just, Papa? This poor little guy. 50 years old, and he still misses his dad. And that's why he's going off into space. It's pretty ridiculous. But point is, 7 out of 10. Man, this is like the perfect example of a bad story with amazing moments. Like, there are moments in this film I'll never forget. There's 3 big action moments that kind of come out of nowhere, but you know, you gotta have some actions, because or else this movie's kind of slow. It's a lot of Brad Pitt staring off in the distance, like, you know, telling himself, Papa, why'd you leave me? So it's very it's very slow in that way. Point is, those 3 action sequences are incredible, and I won't spoil any of them, because that's the entire point. Is when you see them, they're so shocking and so like, what? We're here now? This is what we're doing? Hell yeah. And I'll just spoil the first one just a little bit, and just tell you that it's pretty much Mad Max. Straight up Mad Max in space with moon rovers. That's it. Imagine Mad Max with moon rovers and that kind of like temperature. Like if it wasn't the desert and the future post-apocalyptic, but instead it was in a place where moon rovers would be, and but as exciting. There you go. You got your first and unforgettable action sequences. I saw it in IMAX, right? Which is a great way to see films, by the way. IMAX is the best. It really is. Until we get VR, like everybody's got VR, IMAX is still the top tier. Oh, we got it. To be honest, I didn't think we would get it done. But trust in the system. So yeah, Ad Astra, man. Up and down. Love seeing it. Brad Pitt was good, if a little... I don't know. That's the thing with all these movie stars, right? Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Will Smith. You can't see past that. Will Smith is Will Smith in every film. Tom Cruise will always be Tom Cruise. Like they're no longer actors. They're movie stars. They're who they are. They just happen to play a small part. It's very hard to get past that. Same with this film. There's like Tommy Lee Jones, who plays Papa. He plays the Papa. And you got a few other great actors. Ruth Negga, Donald Sutherland. It's crazy. But this is Brad Pitt, all in all. And that's it, man. That's my 3 movies. Again, does get better than Proudmoore this week. I gotta say, it's not Proudmoore. Promare. Promare, sorry. Look it up, please. Promare, amazing anime. If ever you like anime, and you know one like just came out, there's some good hype, look up every theater in your town. Because it might be playing somewhere, and it might be somewhere you never go. And you might miss it if you look it up like a day too late. I got this close to missing it. I went to one that was sold out. I just got lucky that the next day it was playing. In the afternoon, I got lucky. And because of that, I saw an amazing film, and an amazing experience that I'll never forget. Because of anime action on the big screen is as rare as it gets. Ghibli movies are not about action, you know? And anime movies don't make it here. So the fact that when they do, usually it's because they're good. And usually, it's worth it. In this case, it was. And, yeah, man. It's Chapter 2, if you saw Chapter 1, I guarantee you it's good. The Farewell, if you want to learn more about Chinese culture a little bit, it's a downer. It's a good one. There's a reason it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And freaking don't miss out on Jurassic World, the short. Swear to God, 8 minutes. That's it. Low commitment, high reward. Jurassic World, Battle at Big Rock. Same director as 3. It's straight up like, you know what I mean? It's the in-between. And here we're done. We're done with the grinding. Look at this. We did 4 levels in 2 hunts. And you know what we got? Exactly what I wanted. I'll show you guys. So here we go. Claim rewards. 8 chips, garbage. Aether dust, garbage. Platinum, sure. That's what we need to unlock these. Gold Styrocore, ingredients, who cares? Sparrowhawks. You know what? I gotta give it its due. It's kind of cool. Might use them someday. Not for now, but here we go, baby. Yeah, the Zephyr Crest Signal Flare. Proudly worn by members of the Zephyr Strike Team. That's what I'm talking about. Then you get over here, personality. Look at my beautiful banner. My beautiful stick that's holding it up. My beautiful clothes. All this I've earned through in-game time. That's where the grind comes in, man. I wouldn't do this if there weren't limited rewards that I can have that nobody else has. Unless they do it. Signal flares. Here we go. And where is it? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So these are the good ones. See, as you can see, they're horizontal in the sky. Whoosh. They take over. Especially in the darkness. That's all you can see. All of these are beautiful. This is the one I use because look at it. It looks even bigger than the others. Looks like Kingdom Hearts. It's freaking pink, red. My favorite color. Gotta be kidding me. If not, I use this one. Light blue. Again, as shocking. Viking. Beautiful. And finally, here we go. Boom, baby. Yellow. Love it. Worth it. Worth the work. In the same way these movies were satisfying. Okay, not in the same way, to be honest. It's much less. But it's still very satisfying. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys next week. MoviesXGrinding every Wednesday. I make sure it's Wednesday because Tuesday is cheat day. That means at least 2 movies every Tuesday. I remember last week I said that I would try to make it like 5 or 6 movies every week. That's insane, okay? That's unrealistic. Can't believe I said that. But you know what I can guarantee? It's at least 3. 3 every week. If not 2 movies, it'll be like 2 movies and a TV show. It's gonna be fun. So I'll see you next week. I'll see you soon, cause I'm not done. I'm grinding. I'm gonna live stream Cat Quest 2. Cat Quest 2 just came out. It's simple, man. It's Skyrim with cats. It's that simple. It's very colorful. It's 2D. Check it out later. I'll have it up. Until next time. Love you guys. Alex Stories. Grinding X Movies. I'm out. Peace.